Greetings and salutations. It is Oracle Monday. Today, October 6th, 2025. Tomorrow being October 7th, which will be 2 years since the beginning of this phase of the genocide on Gaza. And important to note that what's happening in Gaza, in Palestine, did not start 2 years ago. This has been going on for decades. But it's just, been happening with increased awareness, and so just wanting to kind of hold that awareness as we are, bringing in intentions for this reading today. Holding, all the people in Palestine in our hearts, in our minds, in our souls, and just calling in a message of peace, of love, of liberation. And recognizing that, so it's not just Palestine that is experiencing just grotesque oppression in this moment. Palestine is not the only place that is experiencing genocidal violence, right? Keeping our thoughts, our hearts, our prayers on Sudan, on the Congo, on Syria, on Lebanon, the Middle East in general, different countries across Africa. And so much of it connected to one specific place outside of America, because America is obviously connected as well. But one specific country that connects to the continued massacring of human life across all these different places, It's a lot of heaviness, right? And I understand that. And I don't want to, make this about, just kind of becoming stuck in that heaviness. But it's being aware, that this is something that's present. This is something that we as a collective are witnessing right now, and something that we as a collective need to be aware of, and just continuing to hold, all people in prayer in your heart, continuing to just channel that light and that energy, and setting the intention to send that out, but that being said, we shall see what card comes through today. What is the message that we need to hear in this moment? Can just take a moment to pause and breathe, and come to center. Just taking as many deep inhales through the nose and full exhales through the mouth. as many as you need to relax into this moment, to feel centered, to feel that peace as it moves within you, to feel that love. You can imagine it as a ball of golden light just at the center of your heart space. This glowing golden light. And just imagine that that ball begins to expand. And that light stretches out to every inch of your body, encompassing every cell in your being. Just feeling that light as it flows through you. Just breathe that in. Allow it to flow all through you. And feel it continue to expand outside of you. And you're in the center of this ball of golden light. You're a part of it. You are that ball of golden light, and just allow that light to continue to expand all around you, filling the room that you're in, filling that space with this golden light of peace, of love. And just imagine that light expanding further and further out, filling the entire home or building that you're in, the entire neighborhood, the city, the state, the country. And just feel that light stretching and connecting to all other beings, all other souls, joining in with their light and expanding further and further out until this light is encompassing the entire globe. And just setting the intention for that light to reach every soul, every being, this healing light of peace, of love. And dropping back into this moment. Wiggling your fingers and toes. Continuing to feel that light as it's moving through you, and setting the intention to carry that with you as you continue your day, sharing that with every being that you interact with. All right. Let's see what message comes through today. Okay. Oh, it's 3 that fell out. All right. So we have Broken Arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. Yeah. So important, because the peace that we want to see, it has to start with us, right? We have to embrace that within ourselves. We have to find that within ourselves, right? And, definitely easier said than done, right? Especially with everything that we're witnessing, especially with everything that we're experiencing in our personal lives, right? It is not, just easy to, I'm going to be peaceful. That's not It's not that simple, right? It takes work. It takes allowing ourselves to really look within ourselves, right? To recognize the different patterns and behaviors that we're carrying, that we're holding on to, the different ideas about who we are that we're not able to let go of, right? To allow ourselves to grow and to evolve and to embody the energy of peace, to embody what it is that we want to see in the world, right? Um, the other one, High Priest, intend and create. Yeah. And, bringing that also into the idea of embracing the energy of peace, setting that intention to be that, right? And also thinking about what it is you want to create. What is the vision that you have for, your kids, for future generations? What is the vision that you're seeing, right? What is the vision that you're calling in, right? We are part of that creation, right? The actions that we take, how we're showing up, what it is that we're putting out there, that is directly affecting what is being created, in the collective. So it's being mindful of that, being mindful of how we are intending, what our intentions are. And yeah. And the last one, medicine guardian. Be open to healing information. And I think that's also being open to recognizing the different aspects of yourself that might need attention, right? I know sometimes when other people might point things out, that's like, nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants anyone to point out the areas that they might need work on, myself included, and this is not to say that I don't believe that there are areas that I need to work on. I 100% know that there are so many areas of work that are necessary within myself. There's so many aspects that I still need to look at. So I'm aware of it, but it hits different when it's coming from the outside, right? And it's not always going to come in direct, hey, you need to work on this. It might also come in the different reflections that we're seeing in the people that we interact with, the different people that might trigger or awaken different emotions within us, right? Instead of looking at those experiences as this person bad, this person make me feel, this person hurt me, that person needs to change, that person needs to do something. It's recognizing the healing information that's within those moments, right? What is this moment teaching you, right? What is it that I needed from this moment to help me recognize something within myself, being open to shifting perspective, in those kinds of situations, and a couple of years ago, I had taken this like intro to Kabbalah class, right? And one of the things that it talked about was the idea that every single person that you meet, like every interaction, there's a lesson there for you, right? The way that the universe works is that, different people, especially those that are triggering, right? Especially those that bring up those more uncomfortable emotions. Think of them as someone that was sent to you. They were sent to you with a very important lesson. And as painful as that lesson might be, trusting that that lesson was meant for you, right? I kind of want to read. I'm going to read all of them. feel free to stick around for the whole thing or not, but I kind of feel called to read all of them, so that's what I'm going to do. Broken arrow. Let go of the need to defend yourself and prepare to offer peace. You are safe. Just as the arrow card symbolizes defense and protection, the broken arrow card symbolizes peace. In Native American traditions, a broken arrow would mean the tribes were no longer fighting one another, but were making alliances. When you see a broken arrow in a meditation, vision, dream, or reading, it's a message that you no longer need to fight because peace has arrived. This is a powerful symbol of harmony, serenity, and community. If you've been exposed to a situation in which you have felt the need to protect yourself or defend what you feel is right, know that this is now coming to an end. With the arrival of the broken arrow card, you're being guided to know that the energies of light are entering to wash away all the darkness. You can drop your shields and protection. You're now in a situation that will honor you and honor your needs. Arguments are ending and disagreements are being resolved. Prepare to talk things through and offer the peace that you would like to enjoy. In order to move forward in a more fearless way, it's important for you to let go of the idea that you can be hurt by the situation or the people involved, because this will only work against you. Know that your angelic guides and ancestors are standing around you, protecting you and taking you lovingly forward. Yeah. Drop the shields. There's this, and this is a lot of us, myself again included. Sometimes when different things happen, those defenses like pop up and it's like, I need to defend myself. I need to, and it's like we don't, Sometimes what we need is to bring in a more loving perspective. How can I show up more lovingly in this moment? How can I recognize the pain that's being experienced by this other person, right? And recognize that maybe those actions were, from that source of pain. How can I show compassion in this moment? And this doesn't mean that if you're in an abusive situation that you sit within that and you ask yourself, how can this, this physical, emotional, spiritual, mental, whatever kind of abuse it is, how can this, it doesn't mean stay in that situation and ask yourself, but once you get out of that, once you are in a safe space, it's asking yourself, what have I learned from this? In what ways do I need to develop stronger boundaries, right? In what ways is my discernment something that I need to, work on? How can I trust more deeply into my intuition? What are maybe some signals that my body was giving me that I wasn't listening to? So allowing yourself to kind of, take in all the lessons, right? Pain is uncomfortable, right? But it's a part of our growth, and it's allowing ourselves to recognize that. All right, medicine guardian, or we'll go to high priest first. Recognize that you have the power to change your life. Face your fear and align with the light. In many traditions, the high priest is the physical embodiment of the divine masculine. He acts as a bridge between worlds and is able not only to divine the future, but to help create it too. He may be a leader in his spiritual tradition or, in pagan traditions, be second to the high priestess. But he's always spiritually connected and disciplined, with great respect for his creator and his particular practice. In a reading, this card can represent a spiritual figure, leader, or teacher in your life, or an aspect of your path that has led you to where you are today. You are a bridge between heaven and earth, and it's important for you to know that you are more powerful and connected than you may think. Everything you are giving attention and energy to at this time is creating your way forward. There have been some setbacks, but accept these as experiences that have led you to a deeper understanding of yourself and your spirit. Know that you are being guided by the ancestors to direct your thoughts and energies towards what you want to grow. Towards what you want to grow, heal, and expand. And then watch it happen right before your eyes. Yeah. And I think definitely that also goes along with the idea of embracing that energy of peace and being the peace that you want to see in the world, right? What it is that we want to see, or what we're creating within ourselves, that's also what we're creating in the external, right? We are all pieces of the collective puzzle. And like it says, we're all so much more powerful than we recognize, right? So if we can allow ourselves to channel that energy and channel our intentions towards creating, a better world, a better future, right? Think of what it is we want future generations to experience. And allowing ourselves to do the work to create that, and then the final card, Medicine Guardian. Be open to healing information. Listen to what is coming up within you and what is being shared with you by trustworthy others in your life. Pay attention to healing information. Healing angels can help you heal emotionally, spiritually, and physically with their energy, but they can also direct you towards information that will help you return to wholeness. When this card appears, information is being revealed that can help heal an aspect of your current situation, whether that be your health, relationships, or even career. So be alert for this. The Medicine Guardian has Acaduceus, a healing wand, which represents the capacity to heal with the power of will and desire, and a chalice, which represents returning to a state of wholeness, a state where your cup is no longer full but overflowing with goodness. The emerald color of the card represents the healing rays of Archangel Raphael and his healing angels. You're being exposed to information and insights that will have a dramatic healing effect upon your life. If you're working through something mentally or emotionally, know that there are spiritual energies supporting your healing. If you're working through something that's physically challenging, pay particular attention to information that's coming to you that feels inspired, insightful, and warm. It will be supportive of your wellness. Your angels are here to remind you that your natural state is one of wholeness, and you're on the road to revealing that wholeness once more. Yeah, I think, because one thing I was thinking is to return to wholeness as if you aren't whole. I think we are whole. It's just the belief that we're not. We're not always recognizing that, we already have all the things that we need, so there's the wholeness, but there's the lack of awareness of it. So it's returning to that awareness that, you are whole. You are perfectly whole exactly as you are, right? In your state of growth, regardless of where you are on your healing journey, regardless of what it is you're experiencing in this moment, regardless of the patterns and behaviors that you might still be, engaged in, recognizing that you aren't broken, right? You're whole as you are, and every moment on that path towards, a deeper awareness of that, all of that is just a part of your process and your journey, and all of it is meant for you exactly as it happens. I know a lot of it can feel yeah, I don't know if heavy is really one that can encapsulate how, things can feel sometimes. It doesn't feel like it gives enough weight, but, it's trusting that, I know the idea everything happens for a reason, because I feel like sometimes that can invalidate people's experience. Um, but I do believe that no matter what it is that we go through, no matter what our experience, there's always something that we're able to learn from it, if we're open to it. Um, if we're not open to it, then, that's okay. But if you are open to it, there's a lot we're able to learn from the pain that we experience. And yeah, I believe with that, I am complete. Yeah, just bringing that, all of that back into the context of the world and the state that it's in right now, and the part that we play within that, right? A big part of what we're being called to do right now is to heal, you know, not to ignore, not to shut off and look away from what's happening, because being able to look at what's happening is part of our healing process, because that's going to trigger different things within us, right? Observing, bearing witness, right? All the emotions that come up within us as we are facing the shifts that are taking place, all the fear, the anger, the grief, all of it that's coming up for us. Allow yourself to feel it, to sit with all of it, right? There are no bad emotions, right? Don't try to push them away. Don't try to make yourself feel better, right? Sit with what's present, right? Be where you are and be honest about where you are. Because, I know a lot of times, myself included, people will ask, like, hey, how's it going? How are you doing? I'm fine. Everything's great. It's good. As the world is burning, as, we might be experiencing like a lot of different chaotic things in our own lives, there's this tendency to mask, right? To hide behind, all the things that we're really feeling, not wanting to, at least for me, it's not wanting to burden other people with my own stuff, you know? And also maybe not trusting fully that people have the capacity to really hold space, So definitely that need to build more trust. But yeah, being more honest about where we are, I think, is important. And allowing yourself to be where you are. It can be difficult to feel the things that are being felt. So, you want to, that's where I want to be. I want to be over there feeling that thing, But in that, you're missing what's here for you, So be with the feelings that are coming up, sit with them, allow them to move through you. Be open to receive all the medicine that's there from them, right? The healing information, right? That healing information that's coming through, that healing information is in the pain. It's in feeling all the things that are coming up for you, right? The medicine is not in finding ways to not feel that pain, right? The pain is the medicine, right? The anger, the rage, all the different emotions that are coming up for you, feel them, right? Allow them to move through you. Don't be consumed by them. Don't allow them to make you lash out at those around you, right? Feel what's here, right? Be with it. And if you need support, find support to someone that you trust to sit with, to hold space for you. Yeah. I believe that is all. And with that, I shall bid you adieu. Sending so much love.